This is part 8 of the beginning programming series about Octagon, and in this video we're going to learn about system variables. For more information, visit jb.works and enter the TMT code at the bottom of the screen. So first of all, what are system variables? Well, the first thing about system variables is that they're built into Octagon. You don't need to declare them, and they're just there by default. The other thing is that you cannot have your own variables with the same name as a system variable. So you cannot duplicate the variable names. And finally, all system variable names start with an S underscore. So for example, the uptime in second system variable is S underscore UPS. And this means that you can't create your own variable called S underscore UPS because that would conflict with the system variable. Okay, these are some examples of some common system variables. And something to keep in mind, as I said before, that all system variables start with S underscore. And that basically tells you that it's a system variable, and it also helps to reduce confusion between system variables and your variables. So this first one here, which is /s underscore FID, displays the JackBords factory ID, or always contains the JackBords factory ID. This one here that we saw earlier is S underscore UPS, which is again the amount of time that has passed since the JackBord was first turned on, and that's in seconds. And then finally we've got the S underscore Wi-Fi sig, and that is the Wi-Fi signal strength as seen by the JackBord in dB. And that can be really useful for trying to resolve Wi-Fi issues, or even making a Wi-Fi meter that will tell you what the Wi-Fi signal strength is around your house or building. To get the example program that we'll use, go to the dashboard after you've adopted your JackBord, and go to the prog page and head to the guide tab, and then at the search prompt enter this TMT code, and it will take you straight to the program. So we'll do that now. So we're here on the program page. I'm going to the guide tab, and I'm just going to put in that TMT code, and that will bring up our example program. There we go. And we just go copy code, clear all the code out of here, paste it, and then we save it. So now we just go to the print tab, and we'll run it, and then we'll have a look at it. So we run it. And so what it's doing on the right hand side here is it's showing the Wi-Fi signal is minus 64 dB, which is not too bad. The uptime, or the amount of time that this JackBord's been running, is 308 seconds. And finally, the JackBord's factory ID is 10T5. So if we come over to the program, first thing we've got is the normal progvars area, and then we come down to the main program start task. And you'll notice that we don't have to declare these variables, they just worked. Whereas if they were normal user variables and we hadn't declared them up here, you would get errors. So the first one is the factory ID, which is S underscore FID. The second one is the uptime, or the amount of time that the JackBord's been running, and that is S underscore UPS. And then finally you have the wireless signal strength. So basically these system variables are built into Octagon and always available, and you can use them for all sorts of things. You can find a more complete list of system variables on the jb.works website by just searching system variables, and the first result will be the table of system variables. And so we have all sorts here. Essentially you've got uptime in milliseconds, seconds, minutes, hours and days. Clocks, timers are very good, we'll look at those in another video. The data from the infrared remote control, so you can see there are quite a few. And these can all be used in your program. So for example, you've got a lot of date and time variables here, which give you all sorts of options. Now note that some of the system variables might not work in your JackBord if it's a block 3 or some of the block 4s. And you'll find that out as you progress. You can find the list of system variables in the guide page, or in fact in any of the reference or guide tabs in the dashboard, by just typing system variables at the search prompt, and it'll be up towards the top results. That's this one here. And that takes you straight to the list of system variables, which makes it easier to get hold of them when you're in the dashboard. Okay. So to summarize, system variables are built into Octagon. You don't need to declare them because they're just always there. And system variable names start with /s_. So for example, the amount of time that the JackBord's been running since it was turned on is s_UPS. So in your programs, avoid variable names that start with s_, because that will just help to prevent any conflict with potential system variables. And finally, system variables let you do a whole bunch of extra stuff. So we've seen, for example, saying the Wi-Fi signal strength, the uptime, but you can also use them to get the data from the remote control receiver that's built into the JackBord. You can use it to use system variables with other devices like the Raspberry Pi Shake to get the data from that. So there's an awful lot that you can do with system variables. For more information, visit jb.works.